Party going wild, fist pumping music. I might lose it. Glass to the roof, how we lose it, lose it, lose it. I don't care tonight, she don't care. We like almost there, the right vibe. Ready to get live, ain't no surprise. Take me so high, jumping those dives, surfing the crowd. Ooh, said I gotta be the man, I'm the head of my band. Mic check 1, 2. Shut them down in the club where the Playboy does, till they all get loose, loose. Out the bottle, we all get fit in again tomorrow. Gotta break rules, cause that's the motto. Club shut down 100 supermodels.
Hey, I heard you were a wild one. Ooh, if I took you home and be a home run.
This is indeed The Wild Ones featuring Saya, and this is by Bow Rider. I'm sorry, Flow Rider. I apologize. Hello everybody, my name is Nate the Great, and you are listening to a special edition of Pro Talk Wrestling. Happy Wednesday to you guys, and a happy birthday to WWE Diva, well actually NXT Diva, Emma. Happy 27th birthday to you, girl. You're all on our thoughts, and honestly, we'd love to have you on the main roster, trust me. So, I know a lot of people are thinking, why are you doing a Wednesday show? Well, I want to go out on a big time high note. I want the final episode of Pro Talk Wrestling to be the 100th episode. It'll be a special 3-hour show featuring the Squared Circle podcast, guys. It is going to be an awesome show. You definitely do not want to miss it. March 26th is going to be a night that you definitely do not want to miss out on. So, I'm trying to do what I can to make as many shows as I can going into that. Hopefully I can get it up to 100. So, for this show, I'm going to talk exclusively about Monday Night Raw, and I just got done watching TNA Impact on Pop, so let's just get right into it. Monday Night Raw, what did we think about it? So, for those of you that watched the live reaction that was on YouTube, Turnbuckle Productions, with my friends Spencer's and Max, we actually watched a bit of Monday Night Raw, and what all went down there. It all kicked off with Triple H. He came out and he was talking about how Roman Reigns defied the authority and he got what's coming to him, and nobody should defy the authority. And I am Triple H. I'm King of Kings. I will have an army of monkeys attack you if I spit water. Okay. So he comes out and he's talking about how he took out Roman Reigns last week, and that brings out Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose comes out delivering a message saying, Roman wanted me to tell you that he's coming back and that you should watch your back, I guess. And Triple H, of course, followed it up with a note of, hey, look, it's Oscar Award-winning supporting actor for Best Bromance, Dean Ambrose. That was just a lame joke. I mean, it's very topical, but it's still kind of a lame joke. So, that happened. And then Dean Ambrose came out and he said, I want to challenge you to a match for that title. And Triple H said, I'll think about it. See it by the end of the night. I'll give you my answer. And you got a match against Alberto Del Rio. Yay. Great match night so far. So the interesting part about this was that this entire deal, recapping last week and also just talking about everything that happened here. It took about maybe 20, 30 minutes just to get done before we finally got into our first match, which was Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks in a number 1 contendership match for the Divas Championship. Winner goes to WrestleMania for the Divas title against Charlotte. Matchup was just amazing. The start of it was just actual wrestling, and then you saw Becky trying to go for the disarm her. Sasha tried to go for the Banks statement. These two knew each other so well. It was a great matchup. It was an awesome match. The ending was Sasha Banks hitting a sunset flip bomb from the turnbuckle on Becky Lynch. Both of them were flat on their backs. I know that sounds weird, but shut up for you perverts that are thinking that. So they're both flat on their backs. 1, 2, 3. Mike Chioda, unfortunately, was unable to decide her winner, so it ended in a draw. Later on in the show, it would be announced that it would be a rematch between the two this Thursday night on SmackDown, and the winner of that match will face Charlotte at WrestleMania. So, interestingly enough. So, here's my take on this matchup right here. It's those kind of matchups between Becky and Sasha and Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn. there actually is a great matchup behind it. There's a story behind it, and it turned out to be actually really good. Regardless of who won or lost, it was a great matchup. And I think that's just what a lot of people are missing in WWE, is that they're missing some kind of story. They're missing out on some kind of deal where it's just like, okay, get the audience interested in it. And are you? Well, I guess not. I mean, whatever. So, next thing we see was Stephanie McMahon coming out talking about the Legacy Award. She's trying to be very professional, very proper, very dandy. Unfortunately, the fans are just booing the hell out of her. And Stephanie talks about, this is how you treat my legacy, this is how you treat my moment. And you talk about Shane O'Mac, chants are going on. And again, Stephanie is just laying down the law, just dismantling her brother. Basically just not giving him a shred of respect. Honestly, it was one of those things where I thought, wow, this is really how you get, more fuel in the fire for the match against The Undertaker, who is going to be appearing live in just an hour from there. And then that also helps you to give Triple H a little more fuel as a heel. But I'm going to give my take on that in just a bit. We had a matchup between the one and only Ryback against Adam Rose, which was, Ryback won a big whoop-de-freaking-do. Okay. Bray Wyatt, again, having a bit of a promo, and great promo by Bray Wyatt. Love it, love it, love it. No idea where they're going to go with them at WrestleMania. No idea. It's really sad to say that, because the Wyatt family was doing so well. They were actually becoming dominant. They were becoming something great. Unfortunately, the repetitiveness from having their matches with the Team Extreme, with Tommy Dreamer, the Dudley Boys, and Rhino, that didn't really help out their credibility as much. But when they had the feud with Brock Lesnar, it was just so great. And honestly, I thought it was going to be Bray versus Brock at WrestleMania, but then they decided to throw him with Dean. Great. So, what does that mean for Bray and the Wyatt family? Are they going to be in another match against the Titans? Yeah. Stinkfest, please put it on the pre-show. And put an actual matchup on the actual show. Yeah, you know what I mean? There was a matchup featuring the Usos taking on the League of Nations, Rusev and Sheamus. And what a waste of a match this was. Dudley Boys interfered in this match. Rusev hit a roundhouse kick to Jey Uso for the cover. 1, 2, 3. It was, oh my gosh. Why must we suffer from all of this? Oh, man. The League of Nations, I'm sorry. They're just not... They're not anything. I don't know if it's the leadership of Sheamus or the fact that none of them have that much in the way of credibility. Especially Wade Barrett at this point. Everybody knows he's probably going to leave by June. It's just one of those things where it's like, come on. You've got to be kidding me. This is just one of those things where I'm frustrated because League of Nations, I understand we're trying to get some kind of momentum for them against the New Day, but it's just, you know what? I'm going to just move on from that. I'm getting such a major headache from thinking about it. Speaking of the New Day, they went off against Y2J and AJ Styles. What do they call them? Jarrett Styles, Y2AJ. I think it was Y2AJ was the tag team name. And great tag team matchup, to say the least. It ended with Chris Jericho locking in the Walls of Jericho on Kofi Kingston getting a submission victory. And AJ took a microphone and he says, you know what? Since we beat you guys, I think that puts us in the running for a tag team title shot. So next week on Monday Night Raw, it's announced that it will be Y2AJ against the New Day for the tag team titles. Honestly, I'm looking forward to and interested in seeing how this match goes, because what I like to see is Jericho turning on AJ and costing them the titles. And his reason behind it is because he still doesn't like the fact that AJ just came into WWE and he's got all this reputation behind him. And Jericho, he's a big deal guy and he's just getting, every now and then kind of getting what's going. But it's one of those things where you can work such a good feud in there because Jericho can turn heel. He can turn into not, as Max would say, what was it, like midlife crisis Jericho or Daddy Jericho, something like that. But I just want to see Jericho turn heel on AJ. Maybe they can have a rematch at WrestleMania. Maybe throw in Kevin Owens in there, which makes an interesting point because that's going to be another match I'm talking about, in which we see the Big Show against Kevin Owens. And Big Show wins by a countout after basically pulling Owens off the top rope, and Owens got a nice low blow on the top rope. I just look at that and I think, wow. So that's how you're going to make your Intercontinental Champion look good. And actually it was funny. I was showing this to Max the other day. I showed him a tweet from a fan and Kevin Owens. They were saying, I think the fans said, Kevin Owens, looks like karma finally came up to you, huh? And Kevin Owens responded, that was the Big Show, you idiot. She hasn't been in the company for years. And honestly, that just made my day right there. Seeing Kevin Owens again trolling another fan. Love it. Love it. I am hoping that, if they do make Big Show and Kevin Owens for the IC title, hopefully it'll be not at WrestleMania, but at another event, which I'm just about to go into because we're talking about the main event. Dean Ambrose versus Alberto Del Rio. It was an okay matchup, to say the least. And then Triple H's music hit. He gave the nod. League of Nations came down and beat down Dean Ambrose. Super kick. Left. And Triple H was just saying, you really think that I'm just going to put this title on the line against you just because you demanded it? You have no idea what it's all about. Dean Ambrose swatted at Triple H, and he started to beat him down until Triple H hit a pedigree on Dean Ambrose, and he said, you want a title shot against me? You're on. And what I love about this is as Triple H is going up the ramp, Dean Ambrose goes in the microphone, and he says, hey, Trips, thanks. And Triple H just goes ballistic. He tears off his jacket, he rolls up his sleeves, beats down Dean Ambrose, not to a bloody pulp, unfortunately. Not nothing against Dean, okay? It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, so they actually kind of went on to this. Interesting. Actually, I need to backtrack just a little bit, but The Undertaker made his return to Monday Night Raw, but Vince McMahon came out first, and he was saying, oh, my son Shane has no chance in hell at WrestleMania, and blah, blah, blah. I am, yes, this. I suspend people for touching me, blah, blah, blah. And let me introduce The Undertaker. Undertaker came out again. Whether it's live or it's over television, I still get goosebumps with The Undertaker. He is well respected, and he has earned the reputation that he's had. Even, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's through a television screen, if you're there in person, if you're watching on a monitor, if you're watching on a big screen, a small screen, if you're actually up there in person right next to him, or if you're in the far, nosebleed seats. It doesn't matter. The music hits, the gong, everything. You just get a cringe. You just get the goosebumps. And Vince McMahon was saying oh, well, Undertaker's my creation. That's when Undertaker grabs his throat and he just says, the blood of your son will be on your hands. And Undertaker leaves. Great job, WWE. You hype up Undertaker coming back, and he's only there for 158 seconds, I believe it was. And then they decided to have Vince McMahon keep talking, and he's talking about, I'm going to take Shane out of my will, and, he will no longer be known as my son. He will be simply known as a son of a bitch. And the fans were just, wow. They were just in shock, and they were just thinking, did he just say that? You just say that about his son? Are you kidding me? It's one of those things that actually did seem really surreal. Because